Ladies, I'm here tonight on the show. Oh my lord, we are loaded on a Friday. First of all, we're gonna start with the wrestling. That's the biggest news. Obviously, with Vince McMahon. Jesus Christ, man, stepping down as chairman of the board. Um, Stephanie McMahon will take over as the duties for Mr. McMahon as he voluntarily decided to step away from chairman of the board. Voluntarily, he decided to do it while they're investigating this. Like I said, Dale Meltzer said the investigation started this past weekend, but the Wall Street New York Post is saying it started back in April. Stephanie McMahon was named the interim chairwoman. A lot of people are saying it's because it's a woman scandal. They rather name a woman so the company doesn't continue. The company does not continue to get more backlash. So a lot of people were wondering how come they didn't name Nick Khan the chairman, because they're trying to avoid some of the backlash, the negativity right now the company's having with women. So that's why they name a woman. Stephanie McMahon actually taking 3 weeks off. I don't know if she was. I'm sure she was planning to take a lot more time to like deal with personal stuff with her family. There was also reports that was not true, that they actually like kind of fired her because she wasn't performing to the high of her ability as marketing. Although, like I said, I think WWE reported they made almost like bunch of millions of dollars the first few months of the 2022 season, 2022 year. But yeah, anyways, Stephanie gets named the chairwoman, the interim chairwoman. McMahon is still part of the WWE for now. He is still part of the creative part. He just can't be the chairman. He just can't be the big boss. But I think Stephanie can overturn him if he wants to do something. I think Stephanie can overturn him. I'm not sure how it works. There's 12 people altogether in the board. So McMahon is obviously one of them. Another one is Triple H. Another one is Stephanie, and the fourth one is Triple H. And excuse me, Nick Khan. The other 8, I have no idea who they are. I do believe the CEO from Barstool is one of the board of directors, but I'm not sure. But this was leaked by somebody in there. One of those 11 people, obviously not counting Vince. There's 12, but if you take Vince away, there's only 11. So one of those people, somebody did it, whether it was Nick Khan, Stephanie, Triple H, or somebody else. They leaked it. Apparently, according to the New York Wall Street, they started back in April. Obviously, the problem started. They hired her. They hired a woman back in 2019. They were going to pay her about $100,000 a year. Then they raised it to $200,000. So that's the biggest problem right here, because according to Vince's lawyers, they're saying that Vince McMahon, when he came up with the settlement of $3 million, it was from his own money. It wasn't from the company's money. But they are saying you did raise it, right? You raised her salary from $100,000 to $200,000. So that's the part they're looking at right now. Yeah, maybe the $3 million came out of your own pocket, not the company's, but you did use $100,000 to raise her salary. So that's the part where I feel like the board of directors are pissed off, because he did use an extra $100,000 to raise the salary on her. Then obviously she left in January, and they came to this fucking Nick Khan probably told her budget cuts. And the man, where you fucking? We got that situation, and he had to pay her $3 million. John Laurinaitis is obviously still in this. It's being reported that McMahon and his wife Linda McMahon are still married legally, but are no longer living together. I believe back in March when he was on the Pat McAfee show, he kind of let it out that he was no longer with Linda McMahon, because he talked to her like in past tense. So who knows how long they haven't been together. But supposedly they're still married legally, but they are separated. I don't know if that means they're still living together, if they're just separate bedrooms. But yeah, according to reports, they have separated. Who knows how long they've been separated. So it wasn't an affair, I guess. Well, I guess in a way it was. He's still married. but he's not with the woman right now. He's not with the wife. They're only married legally. But yeah, so he's still a part of the company. Like I said, he still is in charge of the creative. It's just he's not the chairman of the board, at least for now. A lot of people are wondering, they're probably John Laurinaitis is on this too. They said he also used the woman. He also had a relationship with the woman. He's married to the Bella twins' mother, and they're saying they could use him as a sacrificial lamb and just fucking fire his ass, possibly throw him into jail. And I don't think they throw him into jail, but at least fire him. But then they're saying that if the sponsors start putting pressure, like NBC and Fox, they could start threatening. There is a clause in the contract they signed back in 2018 or 2019, 2020, whenever they signed with NBC, that they could get out of the deal if something like this were to happen. So if NBC or Fox will start to threaten, we're getting out of our contracts, that could really put pressure on only Vince McMahon to step down completely out of the business, or the other 11 board of directors to kick him out and fire him if they start losing sponsors or they lose their TV deals with Fox and NBC. So that's something to look for. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on with some other wrestling news. Randy Orton, they're saying, is out for the year, most likely with back surgery. That's why Brock Lesnar came back in tonight. It was not supposed to be the plan. It was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. But it has been reported that Randy Orton is out for the year, just like Cody Rhodes with a back surgery. So that's why emergency Brock Lesnar came in. I know people are pissed. And that just lets you know McMahon is still part of the creative. There's another lawsuit for Mr. McMahon. Oliver Locke, Andrew Locke's father, former NFL player with the Indianapolis Colts, is suing Mr. McMahon for $23 million because in 2020, when they launched the XFL, that was what he was supposed to make that year. Obviously, that got shut down because of the pandemic, and McMahon has reportedly not paid him those $23 million. So not only is McMahon dealing with this, he is also dealing with a lawsuit from former XFL commissioner Oliver Locke for $23 million. So not looking good for Mr. McMahon right now, man. Sasha Banks, there's reports that she got released, but she went on Twitter last night and she says, "This is why I stay off Twitter because it's a bunch of bullshit." So we don't know if Sasha Banks is released or not. Reportedly, her lawyers are trying to get her out of her WWE contract, but like I said, Sasha posted, "This is why I stay off social media," a bunch of lies. So we don't know if Sasha's out or not. I thought WWE used this as a way to for them to people stop talking about the McMahon situation, but they're saying this might not even be true according to Sasha, that she got released. So who knows, man? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? If Sasha's still a part of the company or not. Nothing said on Naomi, but there's rumors that Sasha's out, but she kind of denied it on Twitter, so possibly not, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if there's more news. Let's see here. I think I covered it all. With when it comes to Mr. McMahon. Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right. So I guess we can move on to the frickin' the NFL now. Let me just pull out articles here. Jesus Christ, a pain in the ass to be a sports reporter. Let's see here. So the biggest thing that came out of the NFL right now, well, some stuff here, is that the Cowboys supposedly are being fined for practicing too physical. They're being fined by the NFL because the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, says that you can't have too many practices because you don't want the players to get burned out already here in June. So the Cowboys got fined $100,000 for having too physical practices. Jesus Christ. But it's also being reported the Cowboys actually did not even finish their mini camp, as Mike McCarthy took them out to go top golfing. So it's weird because I was kind of laughing at them last night. Oh, they didn't even finish fucking mini camp. This is why they're always choking. Instead, they just went out and and started bonding as a team, going to golf. But now, today in the morning, there's an article that Mike McCarthy got fined $100,000 for having 2 physical practices. So I don't know what the hell's going on, man. But the Dallas Cowboys, there's a report they didn't even finish their mini camp. They left the last few days of the mini camp and went to go golfing instead to do like team bonding. And there's also another report that Mike McCarthy has been fined $100,000 for his practices being too physical for mini camps. So who knows, man? Jesus Christ, what a clusterfuck. The Eagles signed safety Jaquiski Tartt off the San Francisco 49ers. Good move by the Philadelphia Eagles. New York Football Giants linebacker Justin Herbert has been suspended without pay for the first 2 games for enhancing drugs. So Justin Herbert suspended for the first 2 games of the season. Also, the Texans have Lovie Smith has been fined $50,000. The same type of situation, having way too many physical practices here in minicamp. And also Commanders, Ron Rivera fined $100,000 for excessive contact in practices. Jesus Christ, man. All these fucking... Never in my life, man. You got these coaches getting fined for their practices being too physical. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck, man? What the actual hell, man? But that's as far as the NFL. Let's go NBA. I think the biggest thing that happened with the NBA is the Wiggins. Excuse me, not the Wiggins. The Christian Wood trade, right? Christian Wood got traded from the Houston Rockets to the Dallas Mavericks. They love that other big man they have, Alperen Sengun. And then they're probably gonna, they have the 3rd overall pick in the draft, and they're probably gonna draft Paulo Banchero or Chet Holmgren. I can't pronounce these guys' name. One plays in, I believe one plays in Duke, the other one plays in Gonzaga. I apologize, I cannot pronounce these guys' names. But yeah, they have a bunch of draft picks from the James Harden trade. And you know, they already got Kevin Porter, they got Jalen Green, and they got Alperen Sengun. And they're also going to draft either Paulo Banchero or Chet Holmgren or whatever fucking their names are. I apologize. And that's why they clear the salary. They clear so they can have more playing time, the minutes, and they send Christian Wood out to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, man, Luka Doncic's got a big man, right, with Christian Wood. Jesus Christ, the White Powell was terrible last year. So now he gets another offensive player, maybe some pick and roll action between Christian Wood and Luka Doncic, man. I'm sure Luka Doncic is excited for that move, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, man. Obviously, right now the NBA pretty quiet. Really doesn't really free agency to start for a few more weeks. Obviously, the season ended last night. So baseball, real quick. Apparently, a lot of managers are saying, a lot of general managers, a lot of the executives in baseball are saying, what are the Angels going to do with Shohei Ohtani? They obviously they've done this in the past, right? They paid Albert Pujols all that money, and it was kind of a failure. Pujols was not as good as they thought. He was pretty much out of his prime when he got to Angels. They paid Anthony Rendon that money. He hasn't been that good. He's actually out for the season. He got hurt again. They paid Josh Hamilton. Obviously, that didn't work out. He had alcohol problems. They obviously Mike Trout. That's the only one that's worked out, right? But the difference is Mike Trout was drafted and developed. But now, what are they going to do with Shohei Ohtani when his contract comes up? Do you resign him? Obviously, you want to, right? But man, their pitching is terrible. They're not going to have any more money to go get some pitching if they sign Shohei Ohtani. So a lot of executives around Major League Baseball are saying, don't be surprised if the Angels either trade Shohei Ohtani and try to get a package of minor leaguers back, because they can't get pitchers to save their lives. This year they went out and got Noah Syndergaard. Obviously they got Shohei Ohtani, but they said even though it would be a no-brainer to sign possibly the best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, do not be surprised if they shop him around before his contract expires due to the Angels' past failure with big free agent signings. Wow, man, that would be crazy. But I can see it why, man. They can't get pitching to save their lives, man. They cannot get pitching. And maybe I think that owner is tired of paying all these hitters and still losing. Or like I said, in the case of Anthony Rendon, Josh Hamilton, and Albert Pujols not really working out. But yeah, Anthony Rendon out for the year with wrist surgery. Jesus Christ. The Tigers are going to call up their big-time minor league prospect, Riley Green. He's supposed to be really good, so we'll see how he plays for the Tigers. Tigers, they got smoked by the White Sox like 13-0 a few days ago. A.J. Hinch, the manager, was pissed. He had a team meeting after the game. He was embarrassed. So yeah, man. Let's see. Maybe that's why they decided to call up Riley Green to get it some a breath of fresh air in that fucking locker room of the Detroit Tigers, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think that's about it with baseball too. Let me see here. The Brewers, there's reports that if they fall off the playoff race, they could trade Josh Hader. I don't think they'll do that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all the news I covered with everything there was to cover. And all I want to say is, I thank you for watching.